Today, we're talking about clarity. Clarity is absolutely necessary for us to move forward, I guess, in a sustainable way, right? Today, we're talking about clarity. So, my name is Angela M. Odom, and I'm the founder of the Better You Project, and I'm the host of the Better You Leadership Podcast. And about 85% of success on your goals really depends on the clarity that you have around what it is you want, that thing that you can't quite put your finger on. Clarity. And where does clarity come from? This ability to become laser focused on that which you want, right? Where does it come from? It comes from action. It comes from taking steps towards um, that thing, right? It comes from taking action. Sometimes you're just like, I know I don't want this. I know I don't want to be treated this way. I know that I know I think I want, or my mama said I'm good at. My husband, my wife says, I have this skill set. Oh, by the way, everybody likes my bunk cake, right? And so that's those are the things that you might hear. That you might hear other people telling you what it is you want, what you need, what you desire. And really, if you think about it, that's what's making them feel comfortable. So clarity comes from doing. Um, so I want to just share with you. I'm going to gift this to you. That when we think about clarity, you might think, well, maybe I'm just going to do this one thing. Maybe I'm going to do this, be this one thing to this group of people. I want to just let you in on a secret. Um, Depending upon the phase you are in your life, like in your story, in your journey, right? In your own journey, where you might be. So when you were, like a teenager, then you may have needed clarity around a certain thing, like, oh my God, I need clarity on whatever teenagers do, right? You understand? So then in your 20s, you might need discernment about a totally different thing all at the same time. And so each phase of your life, each part of your journey might require a different level of clarity because your purpose, your focus, your experience, who you want to show up as, it all evolves. And that is a good thing. Imagine if like, I'm a woman of a certain age and I'm cute. I'm a woman of a certain age. Imagine if the thing that I was concerned about when I was 15 and 16, those things that I'm still concerned about them in the same way, with the same passion, the same fiber. Imagine that if I needed clarity around how people treat me when they treated me a certain way when I was 15, as opposed to now, an amazing woman of a certain age, right? So, clarity. Imagine if I've always had, on the other hand, I've always had this burning desire um, to write, to right. It's shown up in different ways based on the different parts of my life, right? The different phases of my life. I've always wanted to write in one form of another, right? And so when I was younger, it just showed up as me writing stories, um, writing stories and reading them to my mom. And oh my God, she was so impressed. She was always so impressed, by the way, as an aside. And then in my 20s, I had a partner. We called ourselves Angelos. Like I'm Angela and her name was Loretta. And we had this big old printer, the laser printer that we would take with our big old computers, right? We take that thing to those flea malls on weekends, and we would print out personalized books for children and people, especially grandparents and aunts. They would come by and they would like, I want 3 books, and her name is Chantelli. They couldn't even spell the children's name correctly, but my God. So the bottom line is was still doing the stories. And now, of course, here I am, already published, right? Self published, um, two times, and then one as a contributing author. And now writing a series, Layla Louise Leader, L3. It's a fifth grade little girl. We'll have, in the end, we'll have 6 books. And we're going to publish those um, beginning in 2023, but we're working on them now. So, what am I telling you? I'm gaining clarity over time. It's evolving based on my experience. By the way, nothing significant is done alone. And so it is the people that I have surrounded myself with, people I have allowed to pour into me, the people who unsolicited would just say, stop doing that and do this, do it this way and not that way. Those people. So clarity is what we're talking about. It might be in your the way you actually bring money into your home. Sometimes you have a family unit where you're like, you know what, we want to get some more things. So you and I, however you're going to do that, then we're going to do A, B, and C to bring more money into have some kind of different sources of income. Make them all legal, by the way. make them painless, right? But as far as clarity, that's what we're talking about. So you're going to gain clarity on how you would earn more money, more revenue, right? You'll gain clarity around how you will process your taxes, right? You'll gain clarity around these things. You'll gain clarity around how you will engage with your children, right? You'll gain clarity in how you will just talk to them or allow them jokers to talk to you, right? Bam! You will gain clarity in how you will react as you are driving in and out of traffic. You'll gain clarity in how you might schedule your time and how you might just simply say no. You'll gain clarity in how you establish boundaries with people. You'll gain clarity. And so, how do we do that? So this is a Better You project. So if you are here in this community, then one of the concepts, one of the principles is for all of us, right? All of us, we are, what we're going to do is we're going to show up for ourselves first, and then we'll serve others from the overflow. And you think about if you had a cup, and this is, you might have clarity around this situation. Based on what you need and where you want to go and what you want to achieve. But just think about it. When I say show up for yourself first, I'm going to show up for myself first, then I'm going to serve you from the overflow, meaning whatever skill sets what I might need, whatever amount of sleep I might need at night, I'm going to get that. And then I might, whatever skill sets, whatever things that I'm going to need to be like really like a really good, decent, whole person. I want to get those things. And then I want to show up for you and be present. I want to show up, in the right frame of mind. I want to show up being kind, right? I want to show up with the intent to support you. But if I'm not whole myself, right? If I'm tired, if I'm angry, if I'm resentful, if I don't have the skill sets needed for that particular action or event or activity, then I'm not showing up in the way that God would have me to. Let's just be real, right? And for you people that don't like the word God, let me say it for you 4 more times. God, 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 God. I know about crazy sense of humor, but let's just make sure we're clear. We're talking about clarity. And so also within the Better You community, we focus on establishing, carving out time to think. So how can you gain clarity if you don't even have the space to think? And I'm not talking about, like I just want to lay around all day and just think about it. Well, some days I do. But say, for instance, over a 7-day period, you are going to have, various responsibilities, various things you have committed to doing, various people you want to serve, various activities, right? Within that 7-day period, I want the Better You community to carve out, it might be 10 minutes. It might be an hour on certain days, depending upon, what's going on with your day, with your calendar. Who needs you and who do you need to give to, right? And oh, by the way, you're going to need from other people. But carve out, whether it's 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it is for you on those days. And I say use a calendar, put it in there. It might be when the first thing you get up in the morning, you just go into your own space, or you just lay there for a minute without your phone in your hand, without the notifications dinging, without the music on, without somebody say, honey, can you? Honey, give me a hug, without all of that, right? Just to think, just to think. And in those moments, you're going to gain clarity on how you want to show up, how you want to spend your day. It might be just as simple as what you want to eat or not eat, or who you want to, what event, what entrepreneur experience you're going to engage in. Oh, by the way, what are you going to do in work? How are you going to interact with that mean, nasty employee? How are you going to establish the next skill that you're seeking, right? Or, oh, by the way, just the conversation you're going to have with your medical doctor about your issue. Write it all down before you get in there for that quick 15 to 20-minute session, right? Or, by the way, whatever it might be, we have to, first of all, set aside some time to think, right? So, here in the Better You community, the other thing I want you to be focused on it. We're talking about clarity, right? So the first thing is you want to show up for yourself and then serve others from the overflow. And that's not selfish. The other thing is you want to carve out some time every single day just to think without somebody else's input, right? Like right this minute in this house, right this minute where I am, I have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old. I promised them we're going to do something amazing when I finish this, right? So, however you do that, bribe the people. I don't care. That's what I'm doing, right? So you can carve out some time for the things that you want to do. Um, so, what we want to be able to do, show up for yourself first, serve from the overflow. That's not selfish, right? That's the way you do it. Carve out some time to think, 10 minutes, an hour. Think about that. At 24 hours in a day, you're going to sleep so many times, all those kind of things. And then the other thing we do in the Better You community is we shut our big old mouths. we shut our big old mouths, right? We shut our big old mouths and we listen more than we talk. We listen more than we talk. Now, if you find that you're in a conversation with someone, it might be like the first time you're talking to them, and if the conversation is 20 minutes and you have talked for 19, shut up. If you're not on stage or you're not in a therapy session, right, where you are supposed to be, intended to be the one that's yang, 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 then shut your big old mouth because you're going to learn more. You're going to learn more. You're going to learn more. You will be able to discern by listening, by actually watching the person's nonverbal movements, right? Watching the person's nonverbal movements. Even if you're on Zoom, you can watch that. And if you're on a phone or if you are even in a text messaging, if you are, you can watch, you can listen, and then you will know whether you are respected, adored, admired, whether you are being dismissed, whether you are being diminished, whether you're being demeaned, right? So listen more than you talk. And I personally think that if we can just get those three things down here in the Better You community, right? Those three things. So you're going to set that today, today, today. Go ahead and make sure your calendar actually works, right? That you have some kind of Google calendar. You can have some kind of Outlook calendar. You can do old school. I like to do paper sometimes, but mostly I have the Google shared calendar, and then carve out time for the things that you want to do. Carve out times for the things that the people you want to snuggle with, right? don't the people that you want to laugh out loud with. And I understand that people with little kids, people with 1 and 2 and 3 jobs, then that's not going to be a lot of time that you can just, you know, think about what you want to do, because you've got to be on it, on it, right? But still, find 10 minutes to think, right? So we're talking about clarity. And so, clarity, once you decide, um, once you determine, you know, the direction, you don't even need to have like 100% picture, but the direction you want to move in, the way you're going to gain clarity is to take action, right? And so that would be whether we're talking about your personal life, your professional life, right? Your career, your social, spiritual, all those things. You might want to just have a more um, holistic prayer life. Could be that, right? So you start with gaining clarity um, by taking action. You might just say, you know what, I want to save, I want to make sure at any one time that I have $100 in, $1,000 in cash, $10,000 in cash, whatever it is. Then you have to take action, and you have to gain clarity. Like, why do I want that? And how am I going to get it legally, right? And with integrity. And so there you go. That's all we want to talk about today. This is really, I think this is really quick. This is really powerful. So my name is Angela Odom, and I am the founder of the Better You Project and the host of the Better You Leadership Podcast. Um, and my whole purpose, right? My whole purpose is to help you lead with more confidence. You say, well, I don't even see myself as a leader. I'm not talking about in position, because some people get that confused anyway. You've been placed in a position of leadership. You've been placed in a position of authority. You've not been anointed, right? And so you want to know that if you are someone who is um, uh, achieving results, right, then you are leading. So that could be as simple as you're leading the walking group in your neighborhood, or you are, you know, the CEO of the company. So it's all those ranges. You could be leading your children. You can lead your group, whatever. So get over it. You are a leader, right? Okay, so I see you, Tina. You said my mentor finally figured this live feed out, ready to learn. All right, well there you go. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Also, Cheryl, and I'm glad you all are here. So with that, I'm looking for guests, GUEST, for the Better You Leadership Podcast. I think I'm going to do something. I'm just going to mix this thing up, right? So we go to Angela Odom. So my name's Angela, AngelaOdom.com. Angela Odom. So you put angelaodom.com / guest, GUEST, and then just follow the directions right there. And they're pretty simple. They're pretty simple. We will go from there. So I'm looking for some guests, and so I see you. I see you, Angel. So I'm looking for some guests for the show. We'll start. We'll go ahead and pre-record the interview, and I will start to share those in 2023. Going to mix up the format of the show. We'll start showing interviews, so we can get more um, more people, more experience in front of you community, right? So angelaodom.com / guest, GUEST, and just follow the steps, and I'll determine whether or not I want to put you in front of my audience, right? So just follow those steps, and we'll go from there. So with that said, this episode is sponsored by the Odom General Store, ODOM General Store.com. All right, you all have an amazing day, and make sure you tell somebody about the Better You community, right? So I'm live on Instagram, right? And also, of course, it's recorded, and you'll find these episodes. Go to all the places that all the places that podcasts are listened to. Whether you're on Spotify, Apple, whatever it might be, go there and you subscribe, bam, so you get the notification so you can listen to more and more of these episodes. And I guarantee you that if you put these tips, these techniques, these tactics in place, then your leadership capacity, your capacity to lead will increase, right? Increase. So clarity, let's just close this out. Clarity starts with action. So stop running your mouth. Stop running your mouth like, I wish I could, I wanted to, I thought about it. Oh my boom, 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 right? And start taking action. And you don't have to share it with everybody. You don't have to tell everybody, every phase of what you are doing and what you want to do or what you think you can do. You don't have to do that. Shut your big old mouth, right? And take some action. You might just want to write it down first. You might want to find a trusted individual to just say it out loud to. And it could be you. You just say it out loud to yourself, right? So clarity comes with action, and that's in your personal and your professional life. Clarity comes with action. So that's what I want for you. I want you to have clarity, right? All right. You all take care. Have an amazing day. See you next week.